right, let's go. Let's get started.
Yeah.
The Warriors.
What
they
about
were at
them?
home. They had a chance to get into the playoffs. All they had to do was beat the Clippers. Piece of cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been balling out since they got.
I don't know, piece of cake anymore. The Clippers been balling.
No, but I'm just saying, right? After getting Jimmy buckets, oh my God, they're rolling. The Warriors, a different team. You don't want to go into the play-in if you don't have to.
Right.
They're at home. The Clippers won the road. They weren't expected to win that game, were they? No. Clippers get it done in overtime. They're in the playoffs, and instead, the Warriors are in the play-in. But here's the bigger thing. At the end of the game, how in the world, I'm asking you, Kelvin.
All right, I seen the twinkle in your eye. Lord.
I've said this forever. People want to crown Steph Curry as the greatest shooter of all time. And my pushback on that is that he doesn't make big shots in those moments. And you can't be the greatest shooter. And they go, well, you're talking about clutch. No, if you're talking about somebody being the greatest shooter, I'm always giving them the ball. Am I right? Like there's nobody on the court I would rather give the ball to than if you tell me he's the greatest shooter of all time. If you tell me Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time, and we got 5 or 6 seconds to go, and down by 3, of course I'm giving the ball to Steph Curry, right? He's made the most threes. He's the greatest three-point shooter. Even I can't argue that. The numbers bear it out. But when you start talking about the greatest shooter of all time, being clutch and making big baskets has to be in a part of the equation. Come on. We know that. Just making meaningless baskets don't make any sense. And there's Steve Kerr with the clipboard and everything, and he draws up the play, and guess what? It's not going to Steph Curry. The play is for Buddy Hield, who misses the three-pointer, and they lose, right? I'm not surprised. Steve Kerr was logical. He knows the numbers. Don't tell me that, oh, well, they're going to double team him and they didn't want to get the ball. No, great players are always double team and always get extra attention, right, defensively. Maybe it's because Steve Kerr had the numbers in front of him. Steph Curry career three-point field goal. You ready? The last 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime to tie or take the lead. Regular season, 21.4%. 6 for 28. Postseason, 1 for 4, 25%. He doesn't make the big shot. It's further proof that he is not NOT the greatest shooter of all time. He's damn good. He's the best three-point shooter. I'll give you that. But the best shooter, no. And here's the last part, Kelvin. It's all yours.
Okay.
Did Steve Kerr disrespect Steph? Or did he call it right? He did not disrespect Steph. He's trying to win. He got it right.
All right. Couple points here. Number one, I think what we saw was a great play design by Steve Kerr, who also has been a recipient of the best at something, swinging him the ball. Michael Jordan, the best ever, has swung Steve Kerr the ball, and he's knocked down a couple of big shots in his career with the Bulls and a couple of big shots as well with the Spurs. So I think he understands to win a game, it always ain't got to be the best. John Paxson hit a big one with Jordan. I know we like to think of Jordan making all the shots. Other people hit big shots. Also, I'll remind you that there was a time when Scottie Pippen was a MVP candidate in 93-94, the year in which Michael Jordan was playing baseball, and Phil Jackson drew up a play to go to Tony Kukoc, who had been better at something throughout the season, and he said, hey, we're going to run this to Kukoc, and Pippen said, hey, man, you know who I am, don't do this to me, and he said, cool, Pip, don't sit down. This is Pippen, 6-time champion Pippen, and Pip didn't go in the game, Kukoc hit the shot. My point is, there have been times where plays have been drawn up for the person who is not the star of the team, but it makes sense. One of the greatest things Steph Curry does besides shoot is he is the greatest decoy, so much so that they need to come up with another stat, the second assist or the hockey assist, because when he cuts through a lane, everybody goes to him. When he comes off a curl for the three, everybody goes to him, and a lot of people have made money and made shots because of Steph Curry.
Who?
His whole team for the last 10 years. Every single person not named him, including Klay Thompson.
See why your argument doesn't hold water? I just gave you 28 times he had a chance to do what we just talked about. So it ain't like
I'm not even talking about him taking a shot right now, Rob. I'm talking about the call of the play.
But what I'm saying to you is he's had 28 opportunities to do that. So your idea that he's a decoy and they go away from him because somebody else will be open, why did he take 28 shots in those situations?
No, because he's going to shoot and you want him to shoot, but I'm saying in this particular play, I'm not mad at it because it worked. It got Buddy Hield a look, and he just horribly missed it, Buddy Hield. And this is also Buddy Hield for his career is at like 40% from three. So you didn't run the play for Draymond shooting the three with a backpack on his shoulders. You ran this for Buddy Hield, who is a more than capable three-point shooter, been in many three-point contests, one, I believe. And so you drew it for a great guy who got a great look and just missed it. Now, as far as the shooter, I've said this a million times. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter I've ever seen, period, point blank. Right there next to him, though, is Larry Bird for me. But Steph can get off shots because of his dribble that Larry couldn't get off. But Larry could also get off shots, especially last-second shots, being 6'8", 6'9". Michael Jordan because of how athletic. Kobe Bryant because how athletic. LeBron because how athletic, how big. And that is the challenge with Steph Curry. If there are less than probably 5, 6, 7 seconds on the shot clock or the game clock, he's not the best at that because it takes him a while to get a shot. We've seen him. He's got to dribble, run, hand it back off to you. You get it back to him, run off Draymond, run off the screen, dribble, shoot a shot. That's just his game. He's not capable of 3 seconds left, get it to him, boom, boom, jab, pull. He's too short. He's not the quickest. And, again, teams prepare for that. So he can't go. That's not his thing. But I still stand on he's the greatest shooter we've ever seen, followed by, in my opinion, Larry Bird when it comes to the greatest shooter. But I'm not mad at them drawing the play up for Buddy Hield. It actually worked. If you watch it, 3 players hovered over Steph. Buddy gets the curl off the pick from Steph, and he got the look. He just missed it. If he knocked it down, Steph Curry's a genius. Steve Kerr is a genius, I should say. I'm sorry.
877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. There you go. Kelvin with the bailout to Steph Curry.
You know I don't bail out Steph.
Yes,
you know that.
Bailout to Steph Curry.
That is not somebody.
Buddy Hield, do you think the people in San Francisco wanted to see the all-time greatest three-point shooter not take the three?
He couldn't even
get
the
ball,
though.
In a game that mattered.
They were saying anybody else is getting this
they're
ball.
They're going to foul him, and he's going to make 3 free throws and tie the game and send it in overtime.
Anybody is getting the ball.
All right, where are you? Was he disrespected by Steve Kerr? Or no, Steve Kerr knew what he was doing. He knew the numbers. Steph ain't the greatest shooter when it matters the most.